Hello, listeners, and welcome to another episode of All in Our Business podcast, the show where we discuss hot and controversial relationship topics while sharing our love journey along the way. It's your boy TC.
And it's your girl Kiki.
And what we got today, baby?
Well, first we want to give a few shout outs. We want to thank each and every listener for their continuous love and support of the podcast. Thank you all for always downloading the episodes or sending it to a friend to encourage someone to take a listen. And just thank you for listening yourselves. We greatly appreciate it.
And we just want to share some fun facts. We are now, I guess, being listened to in 10 countries and 96 cities in the U.S. So
that's amazing.
And we're 22 episodes away from our next milestone, which is 750 downloads. So
okay. 22
downloads away from our next milestone of 750. So.
Okay. And this is currently episode what?
This is episode 30?
Yeah, boy.
So 30.
We've been kicking it.
We're going to keep pressing on.
We are. And I guess we want to just take a quick moment just to say we have some new updates to the podcast.
We do.
We're going to make some small changes, not many. We're going to try to aim for keeping our time around maybe 30, 35 minutes so we can capture all of our listeners' attention in a shorter period of time. What is another update, babe?
We're going to actually go live twice a week now. So we're going to, the quickie question each week is going to be live. And then we're going to try to go live another day throughout that week. So stay posted, keep updated on what we got going on Instagram. We'll definitely be putting out more information on exactly when we'll be going live. And when we get on live, make sure you're on there. We would love to get your feedback, in real time.
Yeah.
The fan mail is nice, but, sometimes that's a couple of days after the episode's already come out. So we want to go live. So if people have some questions, things they want to say, they can definitely say it throughout that live session. So
coming November 1st.
Be on the lookout. And for all those people who want to see our faces, you get to see our beautiful faces. Especially my beautiful queen over there.
Thank you, honey. Yep, so be on the lookout. November the 1st, we're going to make those changes, and we're super excited to engage more with our listeners and provide you with more real-time feedback and conversation.
Yep. So be prepared, y'all.
Yes.
You know I can act a fool sometimes, so be prepared. It's going to be live. Look, I can't edit it.
Jesus. Okay. All right, so today we have a very hot and controversial topic for you all. And today's climate is definitely leading this question. Can you date or even marry someone with different political and or religious views as you?
Okay.
All right, so before we get started, go ahead and hit us up with the scripture.
Sure. The scripture is Corinthians 6:14. Do not be yoked together with unbelievers. Plain and simple.
Wow. Okay.
Straight to the point.
We ain't
gonna waste no time.
Absolutely. Okay. Well, I mean that kind of answers the question for us. All right, but let's talk about it. Let's first talk about the political views. Can you date or even marry someone with a different political view as you?
I'm gonna go with no.
Okay.
Because I really believe that religion is extremely important in my life. Are we talking about political? My bad.
We're going to get to the religion.
Okay, well, let me go back. So political, I think I could. I could probably date somebody political, different views. I could date a Republican, I guess. Yeah, I'm letting you know I'm a Democrat, so.
Okay.
But people are people. I don't think your representation of who you vote for determines the type of person you are. There are a lot of Republicans who I think are pretty cool. That, I could talk to, I can hang out with. They just have a different party that they're involved with.
Right.
Don't matter for me. As long as you're cool and we're cool and we can have a conversation, it's no disrespect. I'm good with that. So I think politically, I think I could date somebody or marry somebody of the different political views than me.
Okay, got it. For me, I would say probably the same. I don't think that bothers me as much, or that's not very important to me. However, if your views are surrounded by hate or surrounded by racism or surrounded by something I'm totally opposed to, then that's problematic to me.
I can understand that.
And I don't care what political view you.
Right. You can be a Democrat.
Yeah. And you're leading by hate and you're racist and things like that. Like, I can't rock with that. And I can't have that in my household.
Gotcha.
And again, I think some of those behaviors and some of those beliefs are taught. So I would feel like I would have a bigger problem because that may be in your generations, that may be in your family history. So that would be extremely problematic to me. However, kind of like what you started by saying, if the person just had those different views, you just believe in people at this income level is taxed differently, or people with this should have this or something, I think I can get past that. Like, we can have those differences in our home. I don't that is number one, like, no, yeah, definitely not a deal breaker to me. But again, if there's underlying reasonings for that, or if those are more important than your political view, then yeah, gotcha. It's definitely a deal breaker for me. You got to go.
Gotcha.
I can't deal with that.
Okay.
All right, so then let's talk about religion, because you were starting by saying if someone had a different religion than you, you definitely couldn't date them or even marry them. But let me also add, when you give your response, you are a person that's able to departmentalize things. So you see people
for who they are.
And kind of like how they treat you. So if you do that, how could you not accept someone for different religion than what you have?
Well, for me, I'm a Christian. So just for y'all folks that might not know that, I am. So for me, I just can't. Certain religions, just their beliefs are just too far away from my beliefs that I can, in essence, accept it.
Okay.
So, Muslim, I'm sorry, I love pork chops. And y'all can have them bean pies. I don't want no bean pie, but I love a pork chop. So if I can't eat the swine, you ain't mine.
Oh my goodness. Okay, but if that was just her, so if she came in the house and she was like, these are just my beliefs, this is what I believe in, but you can still do what you want to do as far as your own religion or your beliefs.
Then we're not, but similar with that, the scripture said, we're not equally yoked. If I'm believing in God and you're believing in Muhammad, we're not in the same room.
So you can't love that person. You can't be married to that person.
I can't, because religion-wise, it's just going to be a problem.
So let me tell you.
We're not going to be going to church together. We're not going to be doing nothing spiritually together. That's going to be very problematic for me. Okay. I can sit there and pray for you and you be like, don't pray. I don't believe in that. So you can pray all day. We have a problem.
Yeah. And I mean, I understand both sides, because my ex-husband, he was a Jehovah's Witness and his family was as well. So initially coming into that family, it was a difference because I wasn't that religion.
Shock, I'm sure.
Yeah, definitely. But I will say, and I have to admit, maybe because he wasn't very active in the religion, that it didn't really bother me. But there were some things that he didn't believe in, and he made it known in the beginning. You know, for example, Christmas trees. He had a problem with Christmas trees. They didn't agree with those and want those. So he would always say, I don't want those in the household. And I'm like, I've always had a Christmas tree for every Christmas. So I want that in my household for my children. So we had to have a conversation about it. And there were other things, that he necessarily didn't believe in that I did. So there was compromise when it came to that. And we would still do like a generic prayer, and I still would go to my church. And sometimes he probably would have came to my church, I think a few times, not, faithfully every week, or every Sunday or every Wednesday when I was going to Bible study. But I don't think, to me, it didn't impact me that much, or maybe I didn't understand the impact that much, because
maybe the impact was bigger than you could understand.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because I think it was. I think it was. And I don't know the relationship and what you had before.
Right.
But I could see where when things come up or conflict comes up, even now, when things come up, you can just see the difference in how things are worked out.
Right.
Between, and I'm not trying to compare, but between the things we deal with and the things you might have dealt with before, you can see the vast difference in how they're handled.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I think religion plays a extremely big role in that. Because if you don't believe in something, you're going to fall for everything.
Right. And I think also you have to think about it that was 20 years ago. So I was 20 years younger than what I am now.
Right.
I'm more grounded now in my faith and religion. So now that's more important to me versus as then, I was still young early on in my religion. So that wasn't, I'm not going to say it wasn't important, but I didn't realize the importance of it. So let me say that part. But I think now, again, if I had a person that shared a different religion than what I did, it just depends on that person, to be honest with me. Depends on what they believe in. It depends on how much we can work together to, come to some type of common ground. It wouldn't bother me so much if that person has a different religion, they have different beliefs. Again, everybody's different. I understand that. So to me, I could still date you or even possibly marry you. But if it's completely far left and I just can't, and I'm just like, oh no, like you're like, oh no, you need to cover up and you need to do this. I just can't. That's me. So I think it just depends on how much of it or how in depth it is.
Well, I think for you, and I'm not trying to be in your business, the way you kind of explained where he wasn't really active.
Yeah, I just said that.
So was he really Jehovah's Witness in that aspect? I mean, I understood his family might have been, but if you're not practicing it, you really don't have the true views and beliefs of that religion.
Now, you have the true views and beliefs. You're just not implementing those. I'm not going to say he didn't have those beliefs. You could have had those beliefs.
So let me ask you a question. So, and I'm not trying to blast nobody, but I've seen a picture of a Christmas tree in his house.
Okay.
So if you don't believe in Christmas, why do you have a Christmas tree?
Listen, I can't.
So I'm just asking for a friend.
You're going to have to go directly to the source because I can't.
So make that make sense. That's what I'm saying. Even if that's your background, your religion, if you're not really practicing, you can't have 1 foot in and 1 foot out.
So that's what I'm saying. Religion. If you're not active, because he wasn't active, I don't think it was so much of an issue for us. A person that was probably, I'm just going to say an active Jehovah's Witness who was against many of their beliefs and, went according to many.
We can use any other religion,
whatever.
If they're really into it, they're going to have strong beliefs about things and they're not going to want to bend.
And that's what I was going to say. There will not be any compromise.
Exactly.
To me, that would become problematic. So if I know that person in the beginning and I know that it's problematic for you and you have to do this, that, and the other, or you also expect your entire family, because many of them try to convert you as well.
Everybody.
That your entire family has to live by this. And it's like, this is not something that I was looking forward to doing. So I don't want, and we've had that conversation because I go to a non-denomination, you go to an AME. Yes. And we talked about those differences. And we even talked about, will somebody give up their church? And we were like, I said, I didn't want to go to my church because I love my church. And you said the same thing. And I was like, that's important. We're older now. So we...
but as we do now, we just put our business out there. We alternate,
and that's what I was going to say.
I'll go over her church, and she'll come with me to my church. Right, so we alternate. It's not a problem.
No, it's not. And any small difference, because you and your son has come to my church, and y'all seen differences in the religion, and you'll ask about them, and we'll talk about them. And the same thing with me. I'll come to your church, I'll see some differences, and we'll talk about them, and then we just discuss it, and then we kind of like move on. Right. Yeah, that's not a big deal.
So it's still the same God.
That's exactly what I was.
Therein lies the problem.
That is exactly what I was talking about.
It's not a different God that we're serving.
And our core beliefs are the same.
The same.
Yes. So we're both believing in the same thing. It's not one person praying to this and another person praying to an idol or somebody else or something else that doesn't exist. Yeah. So I feel like we are on one accord. And to go back to the scripture, we're equally yoked because of that.
Okay.
Yeah. So that small difference in the denomination
it's not a big deal.
To us, it's not a big deal. Some people, it may be a big deal too.
Yeah, it could be. Could be. Definitely could be.
Okay.
All right. What we got? What else we got, baby?
So, what are your thoughts on this? Studies found that voting differently from one partner was associated with higher levels of stress, greater conflict within the relationship, and just problems overall. Do you agree with that?
I could see that. I mean, look at the environment that we're in now. So let's say I'm going to take the bad. Let's say I'm a Republican and you're a Democrat.
Okay.
And I am wholeheartedly all into this MAGA mess.
Okay.
There's no way that our relationship is going to be strong if I'm running around with Trump believers and doing crazy stuff, and you are like, oh, okay, I'm a Democrat. I don't really rock with none of that. You know, I believe everybody's equal. I believe everybody has a chance to do whatever.
So it would cause conflict. It would cause a conflict.
It would cause extreme conflict. Like I'm telling you, like I would tell you right now, yeah, Trump's right. Hey, we talking politics, baby. Yeah, Trump's right. You know, he should do what he's supposed to do. And y'all, you know, not everybody should be getting paid right now. Yeah, we're just gonna make sure my people get paid. How would that rub you in the way that you feel right now?
Right.
That wouldn't rub you well. So, I can rub you well, but that's not what we're talking about right now.
Yeah.
My bad. But no, so that strong belief, whether far left, far right, whatever you say politically, red or blue, who gives a who? It is what it is.
Right.
Now, if that person might have their strong views, but they're still able to kind of departmentalize that and still be a genuine good person, then yes, I'm sure you could probably still date them or marry them.
Right.
But if they're not, if they're, I believe what I believe, and no matter what you say, you're not going to change my mind,
right,
or you're not going to make me feel a certain way, then you already know this is not going to work. We're not going down the path that we wanted to go down.
So let me ask you, what happens if we were married and we both were Democrat, and later on I came back and said, oh, honey, you know what? I've changed my political view. Now I want to be a Republican. I'm starting to vote Republican because I agree more with their views.
And that's fine. Because you're just voting. That's not changing. As long as you're not changing who you are,
okay,
I think that's fine. Because I'm not going to lie. There are certain Republican views that I agree with.
Right.
There are.
Yeah.
Now, of course, most of those are finance, but I agree with them, and I don't have problem taking advantage of them.
We know.
But that doesn't mean
that you are
that I'm wholeheartedly a Republican.
Right. Got
because there's a lot of views that I don't agree with when it comes to that party.
So on the contrary, what happens if we both start as Christians, and later on, 10 years from now, we already married?
Going Muslim?
Yeah.
We're going to have a problem.
So would you want a divorce?
I probably would. No.
What?
I didn't stutter.
Why?
Babe, if you change, and the key to what I keep saying is if that person changes. I'm not saying you can't change your views. You can't have a different. That's fine.
So that's what I'm saying. What if I'm just changing?
No. Listen to what I'm saying. If you go from I love you, I do anything for you, to now I'm following a religion where, and I'm just going to say it from a man's perspective, I feel that we are not equal. We are no longer equal, and now I'm degrading you. So I have changed my character towards you, not.
But if that's what I believe, if those are my new beliefs, and you are adhering to that,
and are you gonna rock with that? Like before, we were equal, we were helpmates for each other, we could do everything together, and now I'm second class citizen to you. Whenever we're out in public, you don't speak unless someone speaks to you. How's that gonna work for you? And I know you know me. I know I'm gonna probably get my head bashed in. That ain't gonna work.
Right.
So now my character has changed. I don't think you can change your political view. You can change the party. That's fine. But when your character changed because of whatever, whether it be political or religious, that is where the problem comes in. And that's where you can clearly say, oh, this is not the man or the woman
that
I dated or married. Because their character has changed.
Right.
So if your character changed because of the religion and political thing, we have a problem.
So do you feel the same way about sororities and fraternities, these social groups? If your character is changing or these groups are taken away from your household or your role in the household or your ability to be a husband or a wife in a household, can that be problematic?
It can be. But I always look at these sororities and fraternities as social clubs. That's all they really are. Yes, I understand you might have a mission and you want to do all. That's fine.
But what if that's becoming your idol? What if you're idolizing that more?
That's a character change.
Right.
That's a character change. If I'm I'm not going to say any Greek names or whatever. If I'm one of those and now I devote all my time to them, that's my idol. Mm-hmm. So now my husband or my wife is no longer important.
Mm-hmm. Because that's become your priority.
Because that's my priority. That's my idol. And now we have a character issue in our relationship.
And now we're no longer evenly yoked.
Now we're no longer evenly yoked.
Okay.
Because you are worshiping your Greek sign. And I'm still worshiping God.
Now, you're not saying you can't be a participant.
I'm not saying you can be a member.
Right.
Not a problem.
Right.
But that shouldn't change your character. None of these changes, political, religious, anything, should not change your character.
Now, no, we're not talking about it, but let me also just add in here. Could you date outside of your race? Since we're talking about differences.
I could probably do that. Because I think love is love.
So if love is love, why love isn't in love when it comes to religion?
How is love and religion if it changes who you are?
So what if that particular person just changed their views on what they believe?
That's fine.
They're still loving you the same way they've always loved you.
That's fine. I said that already. I've already said that. Okay. I don't have a problem with either one of those, religion or political. Okay. If you don't change as the person that you are. Okay. So if I met you and you were loving and caring, and now you are X, Y, and Z now, I'm part of this party, and now I don't like this race and I don't like this type of people and I don't want to associate with this, that's a character change.
That's when it becomes problematic. Right.
You went from loving everybody to now I can't stand you, and you. How you get to pick who you can't stand? When we should all love each other.
Yeah, definitely.
So that's a character flaw. I can't deal with a character flaw change.
So let me ask you, could you date the person but not necessarily marry them? But because I know you always have the philosophy that you're dating to marry, or you want to date the same way that you marry. So I'm asking, could you possibly just date a person that have these different...
Yeah, until I find out how they really are.
Yeah.
Because anybody, you date them initially, you're not going to see the real person.
It's the representative.
The representative is there for a while.
So you want to date them, but when it comes to marriage, that long-term commitment, that life commitment, you absolutely cannot do. Got it. Okay.
One, I have kids who I have big influence over, and I don't want to stray them the wrong way just because of what they see.
Right.
And they're looking at me like, this ain't my dad. My dad don't normally do this.
Right.
If that was to come out of one of my kids' mouth, I'd be like, oh, yeah, this ain't the one.
So at what point in dating do you discuss these differences and make the determination if you can move forward or not?
I think it's very, very quickly, very early in a relationship.
But especially even without you saying, like, what party are you? You can kind of
feel it from their responses to certain things.
Yeah.
But that's something I would ask me. I would ask that question specifically.
Early on.
What do you feel about?
Right.
What do you feel about 47?
XYZ.
What do you feel about 47 right now?
XYZ.
But that's something I would want to know.
Right. Because that's important to you.
Because I don't want to be having to sleep with one eye open because I don't know if you MAGA want to stab me in my neck in the middle of the night.
Right.
So I got to guard myself. I got to guard my family. And I can't just be willy-nilly just out here dating whoever just because.
So what are some pros to being with someone with different views than you?
I think the only pro for me would be having a different perspective.
You like debate, so it'll be a lot.
Right, so it'd be a different perspective. Yeah. Now, I don't want to sit here and have a debate every day about every single thing.
That is true.
So that pro is going to turn into a con fairly quickly for me as well. Because I'm sorry, I love my peace a little more than having to debate with you every day about this and that.
Right.
And the climate that we're in now, you literally every day could be debating about something political for sure.
Absolutely.
And damn sure religious as well. So
that would bring more stress into the relationship.
More stress, no peace for me.
Peace. Right.
And I'm not that type.
More argument.
I'd rather have peace.
Right.
Over beauty and love and whatever else.
Yeah. And do you think eventually that person or whichever person would eventually try, the ultimate goal may be to try to still convert you to whatever they believe?
Oh, I'm sure that's what their probably ultimate goal would be. Oh, yeah, why don't you come on over to the other side? Nah, I'm good. I'm good. Have a nice life.
Oh, wow. Oh, not the one you said I do to. Have a good life.
Have a nice. If you change in your character flaw,
right. You got to get up out of there.
I mean, the Bible says that is a reason for divorce. If you're not equally yoked, that is a reason. So call it as you may, or
right.
feel the way you want. I don't care.
But if you know that you are unequally yoked to begin with, and you go into the marriage, you can't later on come back and say, "Oh, we weren't evenly yoked because the Bible said that," but you knew that in the beginning.
But that's the thing. I wouldn't do that.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
I'm never going down that road, and I probably never would.
Right. Yeah.
That's just me.
Yeah.
I want to know what I'm getting into. Mm-hmm. Because I want to know if I need to make an exit plan.
Yeah.
Sooner than later.
That's why it's important to take time to date the person that you're with. And one important element that my bishop had told me when I was dating years ago was also not only them, get to know their family.
That's important.
Because you're going to see.
You'll see where they came from.
Exactly. And that is very important. Study that family. Mm-hmm. And it will be very clear to you everyone's beliefs. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's very true. All right, well, it's time for our quickie.
Okay. What we got for the quickie today, baby?
Have you dated or even married someone with different political or religious views as you? So, listeners, I was just going to say.
I'll say, I will give mine. I would have to say yes.
Oh,
and I'm going to say this because growing up, I think I might have went to church twice in my life. Mm-hmm. And one of those was like a 5th grade graduation, so it technically wasn't church. Other than funerals, I don't remember going to church.
Okay.
Honestly. That's just me. Mm-hmm. So I guess from my perspective, anybody I dated who was Christian, starting up until 19, that's when I literally accepted God. Mm-hmm. As my Lord and Savior. That was 19. Mm-hmm. So my late wife, of course, was she was the one who got me to start going to church. Mm-hmm. Now, I'm not saying I wasn't a Christian before, I guess, in essence, but I wasn't practicing it. Definitely wasn't.
Okay.
I was just me.
Right.
Just out doing whatever willy-nilly and
right.
No consequences, no thinking about it, no nothing. So no conscience, no nothing.
Okay, so let me ask you right quick. Mm-hmm. Since we're talking about the differences and you're saying how you got introduced to that. So you are technically AME, right? Mm-hmm. But you send your sons, and you send both of your sons to
Catholic school.
Mm-hmm. A different religion. Mm-hmm. How does that cause problems in the house?
It doesn't because
why not? So why are you allowing them to learn a different religion or adopt those beliefs while they're at school, but they come home and they learning a different, or they supposed to adhere to a different religion then? Because the foundation was already placed. Mm-hmm.
They went to Reed Temple Christian Academy. Mm-hmm. Up until my oldest, up until 8th grade, and then my youngest up until 5th grade, and that's when we realized, okay, for these high schools, because Reed didn't have a high school, I got to find a good school for them to go for high school. So that's why we moved my youngest, Colin, out of Reed at 5th grade to get him into the Catholic system already, where it was easier getting into high school.
So does it bother you as a parent to see that they're doing different things in the Catholic religion than what they would do in the religion that you all have, adopted for them?
No, because, I mean...
So then religion isn't that important to you then?
This is for them. This is education. I'm sacrificing.
But it's still not education. They have a course in religion, and they do.
Yes, that's fine.
But many of the Catholic practices when they're at school.
Right, but the school doesn't force them to do any of that.
So it's all optional.
It's all
not
optional.
all of it, honey.
No.
All of it's not optional.
The religion
they still have to go to Mass.
They don't have to go to Mass.
You can elect not to go to Mass?
Yeah.
No, you can elect not to go up to the priest.
Participate in Mass.
Right, but you still have to go to Mass.
Yes. Okay. But that's just like, for me, that's just like going to church on a Sunday.
Right, so how do you separate the two?
I don't have to separate the two. For me, I'm not separating the two.
Not you, because you're not the student. Exactly. I'm talking about the student. The child has to separate the two.
They have an understanding of who they are and what they come from. And that's always been embedded in them. From birth, literally, up until now.
Right. I mean, I think it's embedded, but you're also exposing them to another religion.
And that's fine. The religion's not that far left where it's complete. No, listen, where it's completely different. I could see if we send them to a Muslim school or something.
I mean, that's completely, but also Catholic.
Yeah, they have their differences.
They have their differences.
But go ahead, where you going? But
so I'm just asking you, how do you feel about that? Because again, I know religion was one of those things that's like a hard no for you. So that's why I was asking, how are you okay with still sending them to a school that's different than a religion that you taught them or the religion that you all have adopted for them?
Well, for me, it's about the education. So I'm able.
Okay, so if I was Catholic, could you still be with me?
Probably.
You said earlier. Absolutely no, because religion is important to you.
No, I said if it's completely far left.
Completely far left. Okay, so the Catholic religion.
It's not completely far left.
Oh, okay. In your opinion,
it's not Scientology or nothing like that. Where I don't. What is this?
Yeah. Okay.
And that's just the truth of the matter. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of kids who go to Catholic school who are not Catholic.
No, I'm not saying you have to be, but I'm just saying.
But that's what I'm saying. So they're around kids, and this literally is the truth. There's literally kids that go to school with my youngest who go to the same church I go to.
Right.
But their kids are in Catholic
parents put their
schools.
children in these schools. And I went to Catholic school all the way to, I can't remember what grade. I think 5th grade or 6th grade or something like that. Mm-hmm. But sometimes our parents did that to say, okay, you're in Catholic school, but they didn't know what we were being taught. And then at home, we're going to the non-denominational church. And I'm like, as a child, I'm confused. At home, I'm supposed to do this. And then at school, I'm supposed to do this. Mm. So that's what I was saying. And I know for you said religion was.
But keep in mind, like I said,
I understand that y'all gave them the foundation, but it still can be.
It still can be confusing. Absolutely. That's for a kid.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. So that's
a lot of conversations we've had with them as well.
But I think that's ongoing conversations as well.
It is.
Not just, a one-time conversation. And kind of the same thing if you were with somebody of a different religion. Mm-hmm. You would have to have those conversations.
Constantly.
Yeah. And I think for me, when I was with my ex, we didn't constantly have those conversations, which could have been which is definitely a lessons learned. Mm-hmm. But we did have open communication about some of his practices and my practices, things that I was okay with and things I just wasn't okay with.
Gotcha.
Yeah. And I think for our first daughter, our only daughter, our first child is what I wanted to say. She had a birthday, her first birthday. And I was like, oh, we're going to have a huge birthday party for her and everything else. And he was like, oh, no, we don't believe in birthdays. And I'm like, hold on. For all my life,
then in the same light, somebody wants a birthday gift every year.
Well,
that makes sense.
Yeah, so some of it just wasn't consistent. Yeah, I understand that.
I want birthday gifts, but we're not celebrating birthdays.
Yeah.
Oh, so how does that work?
Yeah. So again, you got to have a lot of open conversation and communication if y'all do have differences. And I'm not, again, saying that I'm opposed to anybody differences, and I think it's just based upon a person. Mm-hmm. Some people say it's an absolute no, so that's why we're asking in our quickie, have you dated or even married someone with different political and religion views as you, and how has it worked? Mm-hmm. Let us know.
No. Yeah.
So thank you
thank you for listening in to another episode. I hope you enjoyed this one. New concept. We're trying to make these a little bit shorter, so hopefully this was not taking up too much of your time and your day, and hopefully you got everything you needed out of this. But just once again, thank you for listening in. We got another one next week. I got a feeling I'm going to get in trouble next week on this one.
You definitely
I'm going to get in trouble.
You're about to get in trouble now for even
for even mentioning it, right?
That's right. Go ahead.
So what's the topic for next week, baby?
I don't know nothing about this.
So this is next week's topic, y'all.
I don't know you smiling so much.
Because I know I'm about to get in trouble. I got smiles to keep from crying. Can your spouse have a work husband or wife?
Let me go get my Timbs.
Some of them ladies can bake some good cakes and stuff. So I mean,
they done done what?
See, told you getting in trouble. Look at it already. All right, we gotta go, y'all. It's been a pleasure. Great, thanks for coming out. We love y'all. Thank you. And as we like to say all the time, peace.
And I ain't no peace just yet because who bakes some cake?
I gotta go, babe. We gotta go. Episode over.
Next week.
Yeah, see you next week. Dang, I'm already in trouble, y'all. Already.